Well, in 2008, James Gribble was living the dream, backpacking in remote Africa, but a freak accident quickly changed the course of his life.
Now quadriplegic, James has found therapy in golf and he's using his prowess and positivity to teach others. Our reporter, Bethan Yeoman, has the story.
The day of my accident, I went for a long run, and it wasn't until later that night, I think I must have been dehydrated or something, and I found myself sitting down for dinner and just feeling a bit lightheaded, and a couple of seconds later I blanked out and apparently just fell backwards off the stool that I was sitting on. I landed on my head and fell awkwardly and managed to break my neck and damage my spinal cord.
The seemingly innocuous fall rendered James quadriplegic. It took 30 hours to airlift him out of the Zambezi River to Johannesburg.
You wake up and you can't move anything from your head down. So there's kind of like this panicky kind of shock is probably the first thing that happens. And then you start sort of, your sort of life starts flashing before you.
After 4 years of intense rehabilitation, James proved many doctors wrong, learning to walk short distances on crutches and, crucially, swing a golf club.
A lot of people with disabilities find themselves sort of ostracised from society, and what is relevant in the golf industry is that there's always a community around golf courses.
Ben Tullipin was on a work trip to Bali in 2002 when his life was turned upside down. He was standing just 5 metres away from the car bomb that killed 202 people, including 88 Australians.
So when the Air Force, the doctors come in from the Army, the Air Force come in, everyone got numbered through triage, and I had a number 1 drawn on my chest. So the worst injured person still alive in Bali at the time.
Ben lost both his legs, broke almost every bone in his body, lost most of his hearing, and suffered burns to 63% of his body. His survival is nothing short of a miracle. He was told he would never walk again.
Because you need, big toes for balance, you need hearing for balance, you need stomach muscles for balance, and you also need stomach muscles to make your prosthetic legs work. And I've got a 3-pack, so I've lost all my right-hand side stomach muscles.
Ben took up golf to prove people wrong and later met James, who had turned his passion for golf into a program to help Australians of all abilities play the game.
When you ask someone what the first thing happens when you have an accident, you tend to think about the passions that you've lost, and really having the goal to get back to your passions is one of the biggest things.
Here at Long Reef Golf Club on Sydney's northern beaches, James hosts clinics using an incredible all-terrain wheelchair called a paragolfer, which manoeuvres the player into an upright position so that they can swing a club.
Oh, it feels great, but it's obviously very strange hitting it one-handed.
Among the participants, former Wallaby Richard Toms, who suffered a serious spinal injury playing in a soccer game in 2018.
I'm back to frustrating stage where I'm having to learn it all again, but you can see the incremental steps in getting better and better, but it's really good to be able to get out in the course and start hitting some.
Even kids can take part, thanks to a partnership with nearby spinal injury respite centre, Sargood.
I think getting back to normal life following usually a very traumatic time and experience is really important, and this is just one step closer to normality.
What's more, golf has the added benefit of a level playing field.
Because of the handicap system, I can go out and play with all my old buddies, a stranger on the first tee or a professional, and because of that handicap system, which is very unique to golf, you can play it with everybody.
It's one of Ben's highlights too. He now runs the Queensland division of Empower Golf, growing the game on the Gold Coast.
Extremely lucky to be here. Obviously my time wasn't up, and I'm here for a reason, and hopefully that reason is to change other people's lives for the better.
Extraordinary story.
Inspiring, isn't it?
Yeah.